you very much for the pleasure of your company at this, the 50th anniversary of one of the most longest serving and historic centers of learning in our country, the great, the distinguished Colegio de Santa Rosa, Makati. Today is also World Teachers Day. So before I talk of the topic assigned to me, I would like to say a few things about the role of teachers. This is what not to say as a teacher. Sa isang examination, student, ma'am, pwedeng gamitan ng liquid paper eraser? Liquid paper eraser? Teacher, ang kulit mo naman. Sinabi ng pad paper lang eh. Pagkatapos ng examination, teacher, oh, time is up. 1, 2, 3. Come your papers to me. Pagkatapos ng klase, you know, if you go to the United States, you realize that the phrase pass out means to faint, like she passed out of excitement or out of fear. Here in the Philippines, if you're a teacher, you should not tell your students, okay class, it is time to go home. Form a line and pass out slowly. Or, do not say these things. Teacher to student, okay? Form 2 straight lines. Form 2 straight circles. Form 2 straight circles and find your height alphabetically. Saka, mag-ingat tayo because sometimes we in academia may resort to wrong word usage. Mali ang salita sa English. For example, the word in English, laity, L-A-I-T-Y. We all know that laity means the parishioners of a Catholic church, in contradistinction to the religious, the parish priest, and the other members of the religious community. Ngayon, pag nabihan ka use the word laity in a sentence, you should not say, hometown Imelda Marcos ang laity. Or the use of the word mention, banggitin, mention. Halimbawa, mali ito. Ang laki ng bahay nila, parang mention. Punctuation. Punctuation. Period, comma, semicolon. Punctuation. Sabi ng isang bata, Daddy, pasukan ko na next week. Kailangan ko po ng punctuation. Tenacious. Tenacious meaning stubborn. Keep on fighting, that being tenacious. Somebody said, before playing tennis, I have to put on my tenacious. The use of the word curtain and kitchen. Aray, huwag mo akong curtain. This is a Catholic institution, so we must always remember, even our politicians do not ever remember, that God is watching. The children were lined up in the cafeteria of a Catholic elementary school for lunch. At the head of the table was a large pile of bananas. The nun made a note and posted on the banana tray, take only one, God is watching. Moving further along the lunch line at the other end of the table was a large pile of hot dogs. A child had written a note, take all you want, God is watching the bananas, but not the hot dogs. Little Micaela was not getting good marks in school. One day, she surprised the teacher with an announcement. She tapped the teacher on the shoulder and said, "I don't want to scare you, but my daddy says if I don't start getting better grades, somebody's going to get a spanking." Oh, translation of song titles. Nung panahon pa itong mga ito, merong song hit na Hey Jude. Hey Jude is the name of song. Translation Tagalog, Hoy, Judas. Meron din noong song hit or hit song. Ang title niya, Power of Love. Sa Tagalog, Buntis. Another hit song, Three Times a Lady. Hanggang ngayon na, kinakanta pa yan eh. Three Times a Lady. Ang ibig sabihin sa Tagalog, super bakla. Another hit song, More Than a Woman. More Than a Woman. In Tagalog, Tibo. Finally, the song entitled, Can't Be With You Tonight. Cannot Be With You Tonight. Tagalog, nandito asawa ko. And then, here is a series of final examination questions that can help you. Ang fire exit ba ay labasan ng apoy? Bakit ang chicken breast walang utong? Ang expired na lason ba nakakamatay pa? And finally, ang uod ba pag namatay, inuuod din? Oh, boss na, please ko, urahin ko na kayo ng mga politiko. My speech will consist of two very brief parts. The first part is a topic assigned to me, and the second part will be about politics, also equally short. The first part, time management, that you requested me to talk on. You have assigned me to talk on how to manage to be a mother and a public servant at the same time. My answer is that it makes me crazy too. I love being a mother, but I have to work for a living too. And if I'm going to work to support my family, I might as well remain in the public service rather than in the service of some corporation whose main objective is simply to make money. However, let me warn you that in today's political environment, making multi-millions and even billions of money, and illegally at that, now seems to be the main concern of government officials. This is the reason why most Filipinos are now in a state of paranoia, because we're afraid that if we stay within 1 meter of any politician, we might get infected with their greed and corruption. Kaya ako nakasakit ng isang taon sa Senado eh. Nakapaligid ako nitong mga ito. Nahawa pala sila. Akala ko, baka mahawa sila dahil UP graduate ako. Hindi eh. Nakahawa mga material nila, ibang klase. The internet is filled with time management strategies. Here is a good list of household management habits, how to manage your time. Unfortunately for each of us, there are only 24 hours in a day. So we have to follow the following rules. Focus on each daily task. Focus ka lang. Do not allow yourself to become distracted. It's very simple. The secret of success is concentration. And the secret of concentration is silence. Turn your mind into a laser beam and concentrate on just one point at a time. Another principle, separate the responsibilities of work and of motherhood. This is actually emotional management. No matter how much you feel about parental responsibilities, you must put your mind over your emotions once you have left for work. And once you have closed the door to your office, immediately stop being an office functionary and morph into a homemaker. Next, set reasonable daily goals. Do not expect too much for the day. Make a reasonable list of things to do that you can finish in just one day. At the end of the day, if you don't have a sense of accomplishment, it means that your expectations have exceeded your capabilities. Next principle, do not procrastinate. There are certain household tasks that you usually leave for last, such as cleaning the kitchen. If it is in your list for the day, put on your warrior costume and give yourself the courage to attack the kitchen, because if you don't, it will always be there to stress you. Next, be organized. Organize your schedule, your house, your discipline strategy, and discipline your husband. On my wedding night, I told my husband, let's put it this way. I'll go my way and you go my way. The best way to start is to organize your mind just after you wake up and give yourself a few additional minutes in bed. You can then picture an organized schedule for your day. Next, delegate work. Delegation of responsibility is standard procedure in the office. But many mothers forget that delegation of responsibility is also effective in the home. In the Philippines, we are fortunate to have house help. Nonetheless, they still need supervision. Home supervision should be divided among individual parents and the children. It should not be the sole jurisdiction of the mother. Next, say no when necessary. As loving mothers, we cannot say yes to every request or appeal from the family and from the outside world. Do not be afraid to disappoint people by turning them down. Because if you become too busy, people will get disappointed anyway. Next, do not be perfect. You don't have to be the perfect mother. You can take shortcuts if it will help you to maintain an oasis of calm in your household instead of a bundle of nerves. You are allowed to take shortcuts in getting to the office, helping with the homework, or getting the house clean. Another useful principle, develop a routine. This is a big reducer of mental energy and stress. I am sure many of you are already familiar with this trick. Rotate everything, such as your dinner menu and chores among the kids, and sometimes even sex. I-rotate mo yun according to schedule. Next principle, be flexible. You cannot run your home like an assembly plant. Machines can operate as robots, but people are not built that way. People are not robots. So expect the unexpected, including your own personal meltdown sometimes. Do not allow yourself to go off on a guilt trip just because something unforeseen crops up. Life is always messy. Finally, take care of yourself. Observe self-care. Mothers get tired, and sometimes mothers neglect their own food. Thus, they become, or you become as a mother. Less productive and organized. According to the authorities, you should get quality sleep, eat a healthy diet, and follow other self-care strategies for mothers. You requested me to talk about my particular advocacy, and I chose the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Congress has passed Republic Act number 10627, also known as an act requiring all elementary and secondary schools to adopt policies to prevent and address the acts of bullying in their administrations. I am proud to tell you that in the Senate, I was the principal author of this law. It prohibits bullying, which refers, among others, to any unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victim, any act that causes damage to a victim's psyche and or emotional well-being. Any slanderous statement or accusation that causes the victim undue emotional distress. Cyberbullying or any bullying done through the use of technology or any electronic means. The law requires all elementary and secondary schools to adopt policies which prohibit bullying on school grounds or elsewhere. Every school is required by law to provide students and parents a copy of the anti-bullying policies that it has adopted. It is the responsibility of the school principal to promptly investigate any report of bullying. If the school administrator fails to comply with these requirements, the Department of Education is empowered to impose appropriate administrative sanctions. The Airing Private School itself would suffer the penalty of suspension of its permit to operate. Ngayon, politika na. Awatin niyo ako dahil sigurado magkalit ako. It can really make you feel violent. As a lawyer, I'm worried that the present state of pork barrel scandals involving the PDAP and the DAP might turn our country into what political scientists call a failed state. A failed state. The term failed state emerged after the end of the Cold War. It is said that between 1955 and 1998, there were 135 cases of state failure. The status of state failure surged in the 1960s when colonizing countries withdrew and new states were born, or when a superpower like the Soviet Union collapsed. The following are the characteristics of a failed state. The state apparatus is unable to hold an effective monopoly of violence over its whole territory. Look, for example, at the Mindanao situation. Pero kung ano yung armas ng ating militar, meron din sila. Malapit na tayo mag-failed state. Next characteristic, the state lacks an effective judicial system and the rule of law. Nagnakaw ng limpak-limpak na pera itong mga politiko sa Senado at sa House of Representatives, akala nila wala nang katapusan ang swerte nila. Akala nila palagi silang may lusot. Wala na silang respeto sa ating judicial system or natawag ng rule of law. Basta may batas, sundin mo. Sa tingin mo, baka mas may bunong ka pa sa batas, pero pag may batas, yan dapat susundin ng lahat. Hindi pwede na special itong mga senador at mga congressmen. Hindi ka sila marunong magkata at magsayaw kamukha ng Sophie. At shame mo kanina eh. Wala din silang abilidad, wala silang mental ability, wala silang physical prowess. Yun pala magnanakaw lang. Mga murong na, nagnanakaw pa. The state is unable or unwilling to fulfill international obligations such as debt repayment. The state cannot prevent various forms of transnational crime or the use of its territory for perpetration of violence against other states in the international system. Bantayan nyo ha, dahil hindi lang natuloy si President Obama pupunta sana dito sa Pilipinas dahil kumbinsihin niya tayo na payagan na pumasok dito ang mga barko ng Amerika. Maski sinasabi niya na hindi naman sila gagawa ng panibagong military base. Ilalagay niyang mga barko nila dito para mabantayan niya ang China. Dahil ang Amerika at China ngayon ay nag-aaway. Ngayon, isasalit tayo, pilit tayo kinadawit doon sa away nila. Tayo magiging staging base ng kanilang naval operations. Kaya papagamit tayo para sa konting pera na nagharap tayo ng tuloy ng malaking panganib galing sa China. Kaya, yun ay isang palatandaan din na baka magiging failed state tayo. State failure can be caused by rampant corruption. State failure can be caused by rampant corruption. Sige pa sila ng sige ng korupsyon, maski anong sabihin ng publiko sa mga masa man sa pamagitan ng ating mga rally, kamukha na Makati Rally mamayang hapon. O sinasabi man ng mga nakapag-aral, mga academicians, sige lang sila na parang wala silang hiya. Ang lalakas ng mga loob. You cannot imagine how their minds work or if they have any brains at all. State failure can be caused by rampant corruption, predatory elites who have long manipulated power, and an absence of the rule of law. Sinabi noon sa ating budget, pag binigyan ng pork barrel ang isang senador kongresista, iyan ay pwede mo lang ibigay sa gobyernong lokal. Ibig sabihin sa mga mayor ng iba't ibang mga municipalities or cities. Bandang huli, pinalitan nilang budget na hindi nila pinaalam sa publiko na pwede na pala ibigay ang pork barrel sa mga NGO. Ang problema sa mga NGO ay nagsindikato, iba't ibang mga NGO, na wala naman pala itong mga NGO na ito, kung hindi, ito ay invento lamang ng sindikato para makuha ang pork barrel at hindi man lang aabot maski konti sa taong bayan. Dati, masahol na yung sitwasyon dahil kung ang pork barrel ng senador ay 200 billion a year, sabihin mo na, nagkukomisyon ng senador ng 10%. Malaki na rin yun. Pero ngayon, dito sa NGO na implementing agency, wala talagang proyekto. At least noon, may daan ka makikita. Kaya lang substandard yung daan na yun. Kaya konting bagyo lang, sira ng daan. At least, pero at least may nakikita ka na mata mo na nagsulta. Ngayon wala na talaga, hinahati na lang nila. Kalahati sa senador, kalahati sa NGO. Yan, umabot na tayo sa ganun, pero sige pa rin sila sinusulong lang. Ang dami pa nilang rason, bakit kailangan ng pork barrel? In the first place, bakit bigyan ng pera ang senador at ang resista para makailan ng parang batas? Yan ang trabaho namin eh. Mag-aral kami kung anong batas ang nakabuti para sa nakakarami, lalo na sa mga masa who might be illiterate or just semi-literate and who can hardly support themselves. Eh bakit kami binibigyan ng pera para ibigay namin sa mga daan, sa mga hospital? O hindi namin trabaho, yun na. So first of all, we have to abolish pork barrel. Young ladies of Santa Rosa, I hope you will understand the need for abolishing the pork barrel. Huwag na huwag tayo magbigay ng pork barrel, lalo na milyon. Kung minsan umaabot sa 100 milyon sa ating mga politiko dahil binubulsa nila. Hindi nila binibigay sa mga mahihirap. You might as well not continue to come to Santa Rosa or even entertain the ambition of graduating from Santa Rosa, a Catholic girls' school. Kung ganyan, papayagan niyo pa ng pork barrel. It is an unconscionable violation of the commandment, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. According to Transparency International, two examples of failed states are Burma and Haiti. Nakasira na wala na talagang gobyerno, wala nang state, wala nang gobyerno talaga. Burma and Haiti said to be the two most corrupt and repressive countries in the world. Another failed state is Guinea. It experienced some of the highest economic growth in sub-Saharan Africa, but nonetheless it failed because of the enormous gap between the rich and the poor. Political scientists have concluded that state collapse does not occur spontaneously. It is likely that complex and conflict-ridden processes of deterioration and an erosion of state function precedes state collapse. I am not one of those people who think that these pork barrel scandals that outrage the Filipino people will simply go the way of the other scandals. Sabi ng mga politiko, bayaan mo yung galit ng tao ko, no? Baka kalimutan din yan, magsasawa din yan. Not so. That's not going to happen. In the past, these scandals evoked strong political reaction, but eventually tapered off until they were forgotten. Ganun kasi dati, pag nag-skandalo, everyone was agitated, excited, nagagalit, pero bandang huli nakalimutan na dahil sa takal ng mga pista, ito mga akusado. I think that people today, who have grown sophisticated with the advent of social media and the import of ideas on good governance by the overseas Filipino workers, will not allow these pork barrel abuses to fizzle out. As a senator, I am so impressed at the self-seeking behavior of my colleagues that I can hardly escape cynicism about the future of Philippine politics. Depressed na talaga ako. Hindi rin ako nag-aral ako hanggang sa nagkadruling-duling ako sa UP ang kalalakitin ng bansa ko. people have crossed the line into kleptocracy or into state capture. Hindi na tayo democracy, kleptocracy na tayo. Ang ating mga leader, puro mga kleptocrats. The greed for pork barrel among lawmakers undermining government legitimacy. Ano na lang iisipin ng mga opisyal sa mababang hakbang ng ating gobyerno? Isabihin ng barangay captain o ng town mayor, aba, kung ang senador pala nagnanakaw ng 500 billion sa kanyang pida na hinahati niya sa NGO na hindi naman pala nakatayo o hindi naman pala totoo, ay di magnanakaw din ako. Magnanakaw din ako ng 5 million. Ano yun? Sa 500 million na nanakaw ng Senate President habang nakaupo siya. Ang lakas ko ng loob, makita ko, yung tutukoy ko eh. Scandals show clearly to every Filipino that the benefits of state action have been diverted to the narrow and unrepresentative groups in Congress. Kaya tayo may Kongreso because they're said to represent us, the people. Pero hindi eh. Hindi naman ang ating kapakanan ang iniisip nila kung ang sarili nila pagpapayaman. At least noon, pag yumaman bigla ang isang tao sa pagnanakaw sa gobyerno, nahihiya ang pamilya niya, natakot-takot nila. Eh ngayon hindi na eh. They flaunt their wealth in your face. A politician is one of the abominations of Earth's creation. At this point of the rising tide of scandal, we need drastic and transformative policies. We should be ready for difficult confrontations with powerful vested interests in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Paging mahirap itong trabaho na ito. Ang daling talikuran ito. Ang daling magsabing, ayaw ko makialam dyan. Magulo yan eh. Pagkatapos, wala ka nga naman kalaban. Pero wala ka naman ginawa para sa bansa mo. Kailangan bawat isa sa atin, labanan natin ito sa makayanan natin. We can still avoid disaster by taking 3 steps. First, the government should withdraw its petition to the Supreme Court so that the TRO will remain on the release of the balance of the PIDAF for 2013. Huwag mo magbigay ng PIDAF. Second, the Senate should review the budget passed by the House of Representatives, which cost 2.268 trillion pesos for 2014 by removing 25.4 billion pork barrel. Alam mo, kung pinag-uusapan natin dito, hindi mga daan na eh. Hindi man mga libo eh. Nag-uusap tayo tungkol sa milyon, bilyon, trillion. 25.4 billion pork barrel, which is hidden in the budget of the various departments, and the bulk of which will go to DPWH. Third, the Senate should integrate into the regular budget certain off-budget sources of revenue, namely the 130 billion peso Malampaya Fund, 12.5 million motor vehicle users charge, the PAGCOR Social Fund, and the PCSO Charity Fund. It is said that vigilance is the price of liberty. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the Colegio de Santa Rosa, let us be vigilant. Let us demand swift justice for the guilty. Yung mga nagnanakaw sa gobyerno, anong kakataas ang pwesto nila? Dapat ay makulong na. Doon na sila tumanda. Pero, tingnan mo, ang yayabang nila, lumabalabas pa rin sila sa media. Sinasabi nilang wala na problema. Dahil maganda ng proyekto nila. Lahat ng tao alam kung ano magiging magandang proyekto. Does not need any special IQ to determine what will be good for the community. Ang pagtatanong natin ay, nagkomisyon ka ba? Naghihati ka ba sa mga NGO na hindi naman pala totoo? Nagpayaman ka ba? That is the important question. Let us demand swift justice for the guilty, for justice delayed is justice denied. Huwag na huwag sila mag-delay sa Sandigan Bayan at maski sa ombudsman. Dahil pag ginawa nila yan, para na rin you denied the people justice. And God is nothing but justice. Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, ang Diyos hindi tao. Baka kala niya Diyos, tao na kumaba lang siya. Hindi ganun yun. God is not a person. We just think of Him or her or it as a person because we only know persons. I'm a person, you're a person, so we only think of God as a person. Pero ang Diyos, hindi talaga tao. on God as the mind of the universe. You will study this later when you grow older. But for now, like in the Makati rally this afternoon that I hope some of you will at least attend and support. According to the poet, we will speak out. We will speak out. We will be heard. Though all Earth's systems crack, we will not beg a single word, nor take a letter back. Let liars fear. Let cowards shrink. Let traitors turn away. Whatever we have dared to think, that dare we also say. We speak the truth, and what care we for hissing and for scorn, while some faint gleamings we can see of freedom's coming morn. Thank you very much.